Welcome back to the 26th annual Bluebonnet Bowl in Houston, Texas in the Astrodome. Earl Harmon and Ed Biles with you, and you're looking at the co-captains of West Virginia, Ron Wolfley, the offensive captain, Dave Preston, the defensive captain. For TCU, it's Sean Thomas, Byron Linwood, Anthony Gully, and Dan Sharp out there. The officials, Dick Burleson is the referee tonight. All of the officials are from the Southeastern Conference. And participating in the coin toss as Dick Burleson is explaining to the captains is Clark Nealon. You see Clark Nealon right there, longtime sports writer.
Coin toss, Mr. Clark Nealon
Houston.
Of Houston.
All right, it is West Virginia winning the toss. The Mountaineers are out in force here tonight. More than 8,000, between 8,000 and 10,000 have come down from Morgantown to Houston, Texas for this Bluebonnet Bowl appearance by West Virginia. They're first in the Bluebonnet. TCU, on the other hand, was one of the first teams to play in the Bluebonnet in its inaugural year, 26 years ago. West Virginia, coached by Don Nealon, arrived as the football coach at West Virginia in 1980, had a break-even season and then 4 straight winners as we look at the offensive line led by Joe Zwiak, legged the center, and he is a good one, and look for him tonight. He's going to have a tough assignment this evening handling Kent Trammell. The receivers, look out for Willie Drury, the big play guy, number 48. Gary Mullen can also burn you. At quarterback is Kevin White. He did not start the season, but he has led the West Virginia Mountaineers right into the Bluebonnet Bowl, and he'll open at quarterback tonight. The deep backs going back for West Virginia. Willie Drury is back there, number 48. He can really cut it loose. And kicking off for Texas Christian will be John Denton, who handles the kickoffs and the long kicks. And we're all set to go, and we're delighted to have you with us for this New Year's Eve tradition from the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. John Denton ready to put the ball in the air. And here we go. You'll notice TCU kicks across the field. That ball going into the end zone. It'll be brought out to the 20-yard line. Ed Biles, why do they kick it across the field?
Well, they kick that ball at that type of angle. It cuts down the return area. You're almost like only have to cover half the field.
All right, let's look at the defensive alignment for the Horned Frogs of TCU. And Kevin Dean will anchor one side, Paul Jones the other. Kent Trammell is the backbone of that defensive line, however. L.B. Washington starting at one of the tackle spots, Darren Turner the other. Taylor and Spann, the linebackers, are good ones. They're a little bit thin there. We'll get to their deep backs in a moment. And on the first play of the ball game, there is Drury taking the pass from Kevin White. He's down the near sideline and out of bounds across the midfield stripe to the 47-yard line, where he is chased out by Billy Jones. Number 1, the free safety, a pickup of 33 yards.
Well, we anticipated big play, big opening, starting play. They brought Drury in motion, then brought him back across the field. He started one way, then cut back across the green, was wide open. That's the type of plays we anticipate out of West Virginia this evening.
So the Mountaineers down in the 47-yard line. Here are the deep backs who will have to contend with that passing attack. Sean Thomas at All-America as the left cornerback. And Byron Linwood, one of the hardest-hitting safeties you will ever see. Hits like a linebacker. Slot left, West Virginia. White again to the air, wasting no time, going for the big yardage. And again, he has hit Willie Drury. And Drury is out of bounds inside the TCU 20 at the 15-yard line. Chased out by Sean Thomas, the All-American quarterback.
Well, Drury's a man that they go to. They were in a slot formation. The outside receiver went down and went to the outside. Now Drury went down, then broke it out to the corner. TCU caught a man-to-man coverage, and of course you see they've got Thomas lined up, taking Drury man for man. It's going to be a tough matchup this evening, Thomas against Drury.
Drury now 33 yards on the first reception, 28 yards on that one. The ball spotted back of the 19-yard line of TCU, West Virginia in possession. White goes to his tailback. That's Gay, and Gay slams off his own right tackle down across the 15 to about the 12. Sean Thomas, the cornerback, number 22, and Byron Linwood, 35, the strong safety, up to make the hit after a 6-yard pickup.
Well, that's the way you like to see your offense open up the ball game. 2 quick passes, got TCU thinking pass, then they come back with the running play. Right now, West Virginia doing what they want to do. TCU has to settle down defensively.
West Virginia lost its last 3 ball games to Virginia, Rutgers, and Temple, but tonight they're playing like they did in the earlier part of the season when they were very healthy. That is Brown in motion to the left side. On the dive, it is Wolfley, the fullback, stopped by Turner, number 93, the defensive right tackle, a junior out of Houston, Texas, and West Virginia's inside the TCU 10. Don Nalen, we talked about him, 40 and 19 at West Virginia, 4 straight appearances. First year he was 6 and 6, but he had 3 consecutive 9 and 3 seasons at West Virginia. This year, 7 and 4. It's a third down and inches to go for West Virginia. The ball inside the 10. Harvey Smith splits wide to the left side. Wolfley has the first down at the 5. First up to go, stopped by Gary Spann, the linebacker, number 57. And so the Mountaineers taking the opening kickoff, taking the ball from their own 20 on the touchback and marching right down to the TCU 5 where it is first and goal to go.
Well, now you see down here now, TCU has taken their free safety out, put an extra defensive lineman. They'll be in what you call a 6 defensive lineman, 5 defensive back or linebacker type alignment. They'll be forced to play man for man. West Virginia may try to take defensive back.
David Spradlin, 55. David Caldwell, 48, have come in to beef up that TCU line on the first and goal. A fake handoff and an incomplete pass for a touchdown to the end zone to Todd Fisher. Fisher just simply couldn't handle the ball. Garlow, number 20, the cornerback, the freshman, had the pass cover on the play. It is second and goal to TCU 5.
Well decided. Well, he just neglected to catch the football. They faked a play-action play, rolled out to his right, and Fisher, of course, was wide open. Fisher from Canton McKinley, where Donnie Nalen began his high school coaching career.
And Canton McKinley has produced so many outstanding football players. Mullen is in, Smith is out as a right, and Mullen goes in motion for West Virginia. On the dive, straight ahead goes the fullback Wolfley, number 36. He is stopped by Darren Turner after a yard or so, and it'll be third down and goal to go coming up from about the 3-yard line of TCU. West Virginia really shocking Texas Christian. The Horned Frogs reeling, but that defense now called on to hold here on a third down and goal to go. As TCU has been hit with 2 long pass plays to Willie Drury, then West Virginia going back to what it does very well, run the ball, third and goal, and here we go. The tailback Gay stopped at the 2-yard line. Kevin Dean, 97, the sophomore out of Newton, Texas, a very tough defensive football player, makes the stop at his 4th and goal.
Well, it's just a play now. Your offensive line really has to fire out and move them off the line of scrimmage. You see Gay going right up through there. Good force in there, but the defensive secondary kept him from getting into the end zone. Good job by Taylor, the linebacker.
Fisher is a tight end, double tight end. Virginia, they're going to go for a fourth down. They're going to go on the 2-yard line. This play. Play action. Touchdown, Virginia. Going to Wolfley, the back. Coming out of the backfield. And the Buccaneers on a 4th and goal to go. Go big one and get it.
What they forced TCU's defense to do was the big sophomore, David Conwell, forced him to get involved in. You see him come to motion now. The fake inside. Now that outside linebacker has to get out there to cover. That's difficult for Conwell, a sophomore. This is kind of anticipated, Merrill, that with some of these sophomores, there might be a mistake or two made. Pick in for the touchdown. Don Nalen showed it's going to be a wide open ball. We anticipated.
The extra point try. It'll be Paul Woodside, the All-American, for the try, and bangs away at it and kicks it right through the uprights of the Mountaineers. Take a 7-0 lead with 11 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. They take the opening kickoff and drive 80 yards for a lead touchdown. And so, with the timeout of the field, West Virginia 7. You now return to the Astrodome to this. Virginia shocking TCU with an 80-yard touchdown drive after the opening kickoff. It took them 9 plays to do it. They opened with 2 big pass plays to Willie Drury, the All-America wideout, and they did it in 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Going back deep, Scott Ankrum is number 5, Roscoe Tatum 33 for Texas Christian to take the kickoff. And it is banged downfield by Paul Woodside, taken by Ankrum at about the 5. Ankrum trying to get to the outside, trying to turn that corner, and he can't do it. He is stormed under by number 5, Travis Curtis, who chased him all the way across the field, yanks him down. TCU will start its first offensive drive inside its own 20. They'll mark the ball at about the 15.
Well, here's another angle of the touchdown, looking right at the quarterback now. You can see him fake the play action pass, come reverse pivot, come out of there now, and right away he's looking for Gay going out to the outside into the flat. Of course, it's very difficult for the linebacker to get out there.
Here come the Horned Frogs at their own 15-yard line. Anthony Gully, number 11, is the quarterback. Tony Jeffrey, 27. Kenneth Davis, 36, are the running backs. That's Manus in motion. Back to the close side of the field. And on the option, Gully spins away and gets out to about the 20-yard line, where he is stormed under and knocked down by Matt Smith, number 50, the strong inside linebacker. It'll be second down about 5, and let's go down to Steve Grad on the West Virginia side of the field. Steve?
Quarterback Kevin White engineered a 9-play touchdown drive with a gutsy 4th and goal from the 2. Tell us a little more about it.
Well, we came into this game, we said we were going to let it all hang out. We're not being conservative at all. We got nothing to lose. We're looking for big plays, and we're going to throw the ball. We're going to do a little bit of everything.
You looked confident.
Now TCU, the big play team, getting Kenneth Davis to the outside for the first down, and Morey's out to the 30, knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Kenneth Davis, the consensus All-America halfback from Temple, Texas, a junior at TCU, picking up plenty of yardage for the first down, and the ball will be officially spotted just outside the 30, possibly on the 30, no, at the 31. It's first and 10, TCU. A gain of 12 yards by Davis, who had over 1,600 yards rushing this year, but if you want to be exact, it is 1,611 yards for the speedster from Temple. First and 10, TCU. Gully handing off to Tony Jeffrey, and Jeffrey gets stacked up short of the 35. A gain of about 3 on the play, and they unpile with Fred Smalls, number 30. The left outside linebacker, Stacy Smith, number 4. The strong quarterback, David Grant, number 98. The nose tackle, the freshman from Belleville, New Jersey. Right now, we're looking at the West Virginia side of the field, and the coaching staff over there is going to do diagram plays. It's Dave McMichael, the offensive line coach. Gully on the option. Gully having trouble. Gets out of the trap, though. He's at the 40. He can go at midfield and down into West Virginia territory and out of bounds at the 45-yard line of West Virginia. Gain of 20. Stacy Smith chased him out of bounds.
Well, this just shows you what great speed Gully has. This is a busted play. West Virginia has the play well taken care of, but you see with his great athletic 4-5 speed, he comes back to the outside and turns it into a good play. Now that's athletic ability. West Virginia failed to contain from the backside. Got to look at it from another side. You can see down in the trenches there what happens. They didn't contain him. He escapes out the backside.
Keith Burnett is now in the ball game, split wide to the right at the top of your screen, and in motion goes number 80, Dan Sharp, as Gully calls the play on the West Virginia 45. Gully pitching and giving to Jeffrey. Jeffrey breaking tackles, getting across the 40 to the West Virginia 39. Gully had that ball right in the stomach of Kenneth Davis, pulled it out, went to Jeffrey, and he has brought down by Travis Curtis, number 5, the sophomore from Potomac, Maryland.
They'll start raising them young there in West Virginia, those Mountaineer fans.
And they grow up in a hurry. Like, how about Mr. Joswiak, huh? Second down and 4 coming up for TCU. We have 9 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mountaineers of West Virginia University leading by a score of 7-0 on an 80-yard touchdown drive. James Manus splits out wide to the right side. Two-time All-America sprinter. Gully the option. Gully on the pitch to Davis. Davis being strung out to the near sideline and thrown out of bounds by Larry Holly, the free safety, number 9, who came up from the secondary.
The difference between the first 2 option plays outside where they made big yardage and this play was that there was not a missed tackle. Both earlier option plays where they got the ball outside, missed tackles by the cornerbacks and safety coming up. You get Davis one-on-one, he's going to make them miss a lot of times this evening, but that play, Holly did a great job of making the tackle.
That play good for a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for Texas Christian as Mike Flynn, number 69, the center, comes up over the ball, and Gully, the quarterback, calls the play. 3rd down 2, TCU. Gully to throw. Gully completes the pass to Manus for a first down inside the 30, down near the 27, and Andrew Jones, number 6, the weak side cornerback, had the coverage on the play. He's a freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
This was just an excellent job by Gully. He's audible to this play. He sees the one-on-one coverage. He fakes a little bit of a rollout, rolls out to his right. Now, Manus is a one-on-one situation. The defensive back, Jones, has to respect Manus' speed, so he lays it.
The Mountaineer on the sideline. Here is the handoff going to Kenneth Davis. Davis gets inside the 25. Let's see where they spot the ball. They may put it down at about the 24-yard line. Kenneth Davis, the All-America, who has caught passes for 200 yards but run for 1,611 yards this year. And it is West Virginia 7-0 with 8 minutes, 37 seconds left to play in the first period, and a second down 6 coming up after a 4-yard pickup by Kenneth Davis. A typical Bluebonnet Bowl football game, the way it's starting. Wide open offenses. Over the years, in 25 years of Bluebonnet Bowl play, the two teams have averaged better than 50 points a game. Gully looking to throw, throws for the touchdown. It is incomplete, intended for number 84, Keith Burnett, a world-class sprinter out of Yates High School in Houston, Texas, and Andrew Jones right with him, number 6, the weak cornerback. Keith Burnett has averaged 23 yards per catch. Don Nealon, knowing that he is in for a wild football game tonight. Of course, he's been in a few. He's had a big season. Here's a team that beat Boston College, also knocked off Pitt and Penn State. And you look at TCU, a team that beat Houston right here in the Astrodome this year. West Virginia beating Boston College. Those two teams in the Cotton Bowl. Gully throwing, Gully to Manus. Manus catches the ball, goes out of bounds. It's a reception at about the 11-yard line. Coverage on the play by Andrew Jones, the weak quarterback, number 6. Again, is 16 yards to Manus.
Well, he just turned the play around that they run to the other side. Gully rolls out. Of course, you got the one-on-one situation. This is Manus one-on-one against the defensive back, Jones. Jones has to give here. We got a nice shot of this. Watch him go down. Watch him break to the outside. You see the defensive back doesn't have any help, so he has to give ground off him. Respects his speed. Now it's a long way to cover the ground in there. Catches it, gets the foot down, stays.
First down 10 at the 11-yard line. They can get the first down without the touchdown, just outside the 10. Kenneth Davis up the middle. Davis not getting too much dare as the hole was closed in a hurry. He gets 3 yards on the play before David Grant, the nose tackle, or no middle guard, if you will, number 98, and Stacy Smith, number 4, the strong quarterback, make the hit on Kenneth Davis. It'll be second down.
Well, as he comes out now, he's just reading. That's the Beer offense. He will read the play of that defensive tackle. If he closes to the inside, he'll step it outside. If that tackle isn't closing, he'll hand it out.
Jim Wacker, unbelievable, is what he calls his team. Manus and Burnett are now in as the wideouts. They're in a slot wide right for TCU. Gully, the option. Gully getting a block. He's at the 5 and is inside the 5 and dropped. James Manus came back to give him a terrific block. Stacy Smith, number 4, the strong cornerback, and Matt Smith, number 50, the strong inside linebacker, brought him down.
Well, that was a great example of the play of what we had just talked about. The defensive tackle closes down to the inside. Gully pulled the ball back out instead of giving it to the fullback. Stepped outside there, maintained the ball himself, and picked up the good yardage.
This is the 13th play coming up on the TCU drive. The ball at the 5-yard line, third down, and 4 yards to go for a first down, 5 yards for a touchdown. Let's see what this West Virginia defense can do now. Gully throwing for the touchdown, and he has got it to number 80. Dan Sharp is flexed in. They're tied in. And Sharp scores his 8th touchdown of the year. He led the Southwest Conference in touchdown receptions this year.
Well, just a rollout play. Sharp made a fake like he stepped down to the inside, gives it the late time. Now Sharp is breaking to the outside, wide open in the corner of the end zone, all by himself. It's very difficult when you're playing one-on-one. Stacy Smith from Akron, Iowa, in a very difficult coverage situation.
So with 6:40 to go in the first quarter, TCU has tied it, and Ken Ozzie is in for the extra point try, and he is perfect. That's 46 out of 48 for him this year. Make that John Denton, beg your pardon. And so we have a tie ball game with 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. West Virginia scoring first at an 80-yard drive. TCU coming right back to march it in. And we've got a timeout, and we'll be back after this word from your local station. For TCU, we are tied at 7, 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Tony Johnson, number 16, back there. And Willie Drury, though, takes the ball back in the end zone, and here he comes. Drury chased out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 16-yard line by Tom Sharp. a cornerback for TCU, playing on the specialty teams.
We got another angle shot of the touchdown by TCU. You see him come out from underneath center. Watch him make the fake to the fullback. Fullback coming in there. Now he rolls out to his right. All the time looking for Sharp on the one-on-one situation in the end zone. Just lobs it in there. Very difficult coverage. The defensive backs really have to concentrate when you're in the goal line area. They're worried about forcing for the run, but they also have to stay with their keys of the receiver they're responsible for.
Here we go. West Virginia in possession again. Mullen and Drury, the wideouts for West Virginia. And Kevin White looking up to the air again. Goes to the far side. Completes it to number 84. His tight end, Rob Bennett. And Bennett is chased out of bounds by Byron Linwood. And he will be very close to a first down and may have it. Dennis Brown, the defensive coordinator, getting his troops over there on the sideline, saying, hey, we're going to stop these guys the next time.
Well, there they are in the I formation. Fakes a draw, comes out now. All the while, Rob Bennett is breaking to the outside. Had great protection. Key to the play was a great protection. Good concentration by Bennett with his hands. Bennett playing with a huge knee brace on. They hope that he can hold up throughout the course of the whole ball game.
Rob Bennett, 6'6", 249 pounds, out of Buckhannon, West Virginia. And here come the Mountaineers, an inside handoff going to Wolfley, the fullback, and Wolfley, look at him run, will you? Out of bounds, chased out of bounds to the 42-yard line. It's a first down for West Virginia on a pickup of 16 yards by hard-running Ron Wolfley, number 36, and the blocker was his tailback, John Gay, number 46.
Well, that's just what you like to have happen. Get them thinking about your passing game. They've had great success passing. Now they go back, they fake the pass, hand the draw off, and, of course, he made great yardage running up through there. Well, there must be a flag on the play, it looks like.
Ron Wolfley out of Orchard Park, New York, just outside Buffalo.
Been a late flag, I guess, over the sideline there, Merle.
Well, while we get the ruling on that, we'll let you know that Kevin White has hit 4 out of 5 passes for 73 yards and 1 touchdown, and we've got a penalty called against West Virginia.
There's a good shot on the sideline down there. That's Brad Hunt, who's a defensive lineman for West Virginia. He has a calcium spot on the top of his head. Right in the middle, he has a calcium spot. So they have designed this mask that'll keep him from irritating it when he puts his helmet on. Looks like someone out of outer space playing.
But there's no way you could keep Hunt out of this ball game. Major penalty against West Virginia. Let's listen.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense. First down.
It's a first down, West Virginia, after a 15-yard penalty. We'll show you the play.
Well, evidently, after the play was way over. Well, that's a West Virginia guy getting hit going out of bounds there. Of course, now he must have got up and said something or got the ball back in the play because it's 1st and 25 from West Virginia's standpoint now.
That was a dead ball foul, so that'll be 15 plus 10, and the first down yardage will be at the 47 of TCU. As up the middle, and John Gay having a little trouble holding on to the football. He picked up 4 yards as Kent Trammell, number 91, the nose guard, and Gary Spann, 57, the right linebacker, with help from David Caldwell, 48, all in there to make the stop.
Well, you can rest assured that Don Nalen is very unhappy with that penalty, whatever it was called for, and whatever happened at the end of the play. You sure don't like to start out with 1st and 25, especially when you're having success moving the football the way they have the first 2 times they've had their hands on the ball.
Second down. 20 yards to go with 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first quarter in the 26th Bluebonnet Bowl game in the Astrodome in Houston. Kevin White being rushed, and down he goes. Paul Jones, 82, coming from the outside with Kevin Dean. And a blindside tackle nailed him back at the 25-yard line.
There he goes. You see him on the roll line now. He's got contained. He has to pull up from the backside now. Of course, the guard in the center. That center is trying to pull out to get there. Very difficult blocking. See the center. Now watch the center try to look and work to the backside. On the left corner of the picture, you're going to see him coming. But just couldn't get out there to make the pickup on the play.
A loss of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 27 on the Mountaineer 25-yard line. What a first quarter, huh? And a Happy New Year to you. Wherever you might be watching across America tonight, delighted to have you with us. White under a rush again. Dean trying to get him and tripped him up, and he goes down on the 20-yard line. Make that Paul Jones. Jones coming from the right side with L.B. Washington, 58. And White just couldn't hold his feet, and he goes down for still another loss, and it's 4th and 32.
Well, Joswiak is really having problems with that backside rusher over there. He's got to get back and get set a little bit deeper, a little bit quicker. Otherwise, Kevin's going to have problems throwing the ball all evening.
Steve Superek is coming on to kick for West Virginia. They call him Soupy. He's a junior from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Going back deep for TCU or Garland Littles, number 20, as Superek gets the kick away, and it is a boomer, and Littles will field it on his own 26-yard line. Good coverage by West Virginia, and he winds up at about the 32, losing his football helmet, but not the football. So it will be a first down at the 32-yard line of TCU on a kick of 53 yards. And we'll be back with more action from the Bluebonnet Bowl after this from your local stations. With you at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. It rained very heavily this morning, and then the sun came out this afternoon, but it really doesn't matter a whole lot. It's 70 degrees inside the Astrodome all the time. TCU, a 5-yard penalty, and moving the ball back to the 23 as Gully comes out and immediately hands off to Davis, who immediately gets nailed hard by Brad Hunt, number 70, the freshman left tackle from Ripley, West Virginia. So he lost a couple of yards on the play. Kenneth Davis, I don't think he's ever been hit any harder than that.
He hasn't lost many of them in his career. He's averaging 7.6 per carry. That's incredible when you think about that, Merrill. 7 yards a carry.
Little trainer work being done on the far sideline, and it is second down, 12 yards to go for TCU. Gully rolling to right to throw, and throws long. It is caught by number 84, Keith Burnett. And Burnett, the world-class sprinter, is out of bounds on a 33-yard pickup down into West Virginia territory on the 46-yard line.
Well, the defensive back just simply slipped on us. He did a good job of coming like he was going into the post, but then he broke out to the outside. Watch the defensive back. You'll see him. He had fallen down, gotten back up, trying to recover on that play. Burnett showing his world-class finish. Putting on a little show for the home fans. He's a local boy from Houston Yates High School here in town.
For the benefit of our stations, we'd like to tell you that our next break will be for our local stations. So stand by for our next break. Here comes Gully, rolling right, left rather, looking, going for the bomb to Manus. Incomplete. Good defensive effort there for number 6, Andrew Jones out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A blue chipper all the way. He's played every down since the Boston College game, and he had a game-saving defensive effort there. I should say touchdown. Saving effort.
That freshman from Fort Lauderdale is going to get his baptism tonight, because Manus and Sharp were both great, outstanding receivers with excellent speed, and they're not afraid. TCU's not afraid to put the ball up in the air.
Manus comes to the sideline. Burnett comes in to replace him. Manus needs one catch for 100 for his career. The Horned Frogs tied with West Virginia at 7. 3:13 to go in the first quarter. Second down 10 on the West Virginia 46. Gully on the option. And he is yanked down by Van Richardson, the weak side linebacker. Van, number 37 from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Third in tackles for West Virginia with 83, and we'll make that 84.
Well, that's just a perfect clinic way of playing the option. Van Richardson had the quarterback as he came on down line scrimmage, just stayed with him all the way. If the quarterback kept the ball, he had to make the tackle. Defensive cornerback was in a position, if he had made the pitch, he was running almost stride for stride with Jeffrey coming to the outside.
It is third down. Third down and 6 on the 42-yard line of West Virginia. TCU 2 out of 3 in first down situations so far. Gully at quarterback. Gully under a rush, gets it away to Kenneth Davis. Can Davis get the first down? No, he does not. Davis forced out of bounds inside the 40-yard line of the Mountaineers. And it'll be fourth down for Texas Christian University.
Well, West Virginia came with a blitz. They really came from hard from the backside. He had a good play called. It was a screen. He wanted to get a screen accomplished to Davis out there, but the lineman really couldn't get out because of the blitz situation that developed.
Davis, 146.5 yards per game this year. Southwest Conference Player of the Year and a consensus All-America. James Gargis has come in to kick for TCU. Willie Drury is back deep for the Mountaineers. Gargis, senior rather, from Mesquite, Texas, which is just outside Dallas. Andrew Jones is also back for West Virginia. He's number 6. He's the up man. And it is Willie Drury is the deep man at the 10-yard line. They're anticipating Gargis is going to try to kick that ball out of bounds inside the 10 if he can. Let's see what he can do with it. Gargis drives it downfield, angling for the corner, and let's see where they line it up. It's going to be at about the 7. Fine kick by Gargis, 32 yards out of bounds on the 7. That's where West Virginia will take over. We've got a timeout right now with 1:38 to go in the first period. A tie ball game. Will return to the Airs backed up at their own 7-yard line after the kick by Gargis. Mullen in motion, being covered by Sean Thomas, who goes to his side. The handoff gets very little as Gerald Taylor comes up to make the tackle. It was Ron Wolfley, number 36, the co-captain and fullback, getting out to about the 12-yard line. It'll be 2nd down 6, giving him 4 yards on the carry. Ron Wolfley from Orchard Park, New York, a 4-year letterman. Willie Drury has come in. Todd Fisher has gone out now for West Virginia. Don Nealon, outstanding young coach at West Virginia. 4 consecutive bowl appearances now. Little play action. White throwing to the far side for Drury again. And Drury thrown out of bounds by Littles as he crosses the 30 to the 31. Well, one of TCU's plans after that gain of 18, one of the plans for TCU was to flip Thomas, the All-American defensive back, to Drury's side, but this time he is matched up with Littles.
Well, I think that first drive, maybe the defensive coaches probably was concerned that making the change in what they've been doing all year, they'd go back to what their normal procedure is. That's playing Thomas to the wide side of the field. Drury took advantage of the one-on-one coverage.
Harvey Smith is in. Gary Mullen is out as a wideout. Here comes Drury in motion to the near side. Littles has him covered. Handoff going to the tailback, John Hollifield, number 20 now in the ball game, and he is up across the 35 to the 38 for a gain of 6, brought down by Gerald Taylor, 37, the linebacker, and Linwood, 35, the strong safety.
Well, the key to this type play is that offensive line play is just blowing out, controlling the line of scrimmage. The lead back is going through there trying to pick someone up. Back just driving straight ahead, picking up the 7-yard. Good play by the offensive line. DeJournette, Jolliffe, and Lake on that play.
John Hollifield, who carried that ball, is a walk-on out of Romulus, Michigan. 2nd down 4 for West Virginia. Play action. White wants it all. This time he's going for Mullen, number 1, and he is on the way. Touchdown. A 62-yard touchdown pass.
Well, he just faked the draw, and all Mullen did was take off and run down the field. Little's a freshman has just having trouble with the speed. He just outrun with speed. Great over-the-shoulder catch down by Mullen. Now, one of the most difficult passes for a receiver to catch is when that ball comes down over the top of your head and over your shoulders. Great concentration on the ball falling into his hands.
So, with 14 seconds to go in the first quarter, Paul Woodside trying to give, or Superick rather, trying to give a good hold to Superick, and he's got the extra point. So Superick adds the extra point, and it is now 14-7, West Virginia over TCU. 14 seconds to go in the first quarter. White now 7 out of 8, 155 yards and 2 touchdowns, and here's the last one.
Look at that concentration, that ball coming down over the shoulder. That's a much more difficult catch than people imagine when the ball's up in the air. Was what we anticipated. We got 191 yards of offense. Look at him. Plant that back foot, throw hard against the front foot, put it up in the air, gives him the opportunity to run underneath it. He just simply outruns the defensive back. Littles and Billy Jones trying to come over from the free safety position.
Now let's go down to Steve Grad.
Gary Mullen, you got your breath back. You outran the ball. Tell me how you got so open.
Well, basically, it was a deep pattern. I don't think he knew it was a deep pattern. I just ran past him, and the ball was there.
What did you think about when you were clear and that ball was coming?
I didn't know if I was going to catch it or not.
Gary Mullen, Merle.
All right, Steve, we're going to give you another look at it. Deserves it on a 62-yard TD pass.
Well, they've come out with the wide open that we expected, and White just threw that about as long as he could possibly throw it, and Mullen just said, hey, I'm going to run and catch the football. And I like the action in the end zone, regardless of what the rules are now. Let them have some fun. That's what it's all about, Merle.
Clinton, Brown, and Tatum are back deep, and now Brown came out. He's got to go with the football, trying to get out wide, and he is going to be wrestled down back near the 5-yard line by West Virginia's number 5, Tracy Travis Curtis, who comes up with a big tackle, and it'll be first down back in the 5-yard line for TCU.
And the key to that play was he did not pay attention to the man back there telling him to stay in. See, what 33 say, stay in, stay in. But now once he comes out, he has to run with the ball. The The fullback back there's responsibility to tell him to stay. Now he has to run it once he gets out.
So TCU backed up to its own 5-yard line with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Anthony Gully will be in there at quarterback. We've got a penalty coming up against West Virginia. This is going to help. Let's see what the call is.
Dead ball foul. Personal foul. Kicking team. First down.
So 15 yards without having to do anything.
Well, it's very interesting. That's 2 dead ball fouls on West Virginia at this particular point. I'm sure Donnie Naylor kind of wants to know what the Southeastern Conference officials are calling that he hasn't been used to having called all year long.
Anthony Gully at quarterback. And look at that West Virginia defense swarm as they swarm on Davis. And we have run out of time in the first quarter. So at the end of one period here at the 26th annual Bluebonnet Bowl game at the Astrodome in Houston, it's the West Virginia Mountaineers 14, Texas Christian 7. And we'll be back with a second quarter after this message from your local station.